So we have this news: tax bill showdown. Tinubu's presidency fires back at critics. I'm going to read this small report that I found on Punch Nigeria. The presidency has dispelled concerns about the speed of coming up with the tax reform bill. Hold on 1 second. Let me hold on. Okay.
It's all right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So sorry about that. Pardon me. That knocking was not going to stop. So that's
It's okay.
all right. So tax bill
Yeah, I
showdown.
can imagine that could be hotel room service people, and so it's all right.
Yes,
Let's
yes.
go.
Yep. So the presidency has dispelled concerns about the speed of coming up with the tax reform bills, emphasizing the extensive efforts that have gone to the process. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Temitope Ajayi, highlighted on Monday via X that the reforms are the result of the contribution from over 80 professionals over a 14-month period, warning that any delay in their passage would mirror the protracted 20-year legislative journey of the petroleum industry bill. Okay, so as a backstory to this, I'm not sure if you're privy to why this was trending. I think over the past few days.
Oh, I am.
Yeah,
I
maybe
am
you can bring
aware
us
of
up to
what.
speed.
Yeah, I am aware of what Mr. Oyedele, the well-known professional who spent close to, if not more than 20 years with Price Water Cooper, Waterhouse Cooper accounting firm. He is known to be a leading African expert and professional when it comes to taxes or taxation. So what he and his team, what they have put together, what they have done, which is an executive bill before Nigeria's National Assembly, and the partisan views, sharp divisions that this has given rise to, and what some of the legislators, especially the senators, particularly Senator Ali Undume, who is from Borno State, what he had been conversing is that there ought to have been a public hearing that should have gone through the House committee that is related to that kind of what's it called? That kind of situation in the National Assembly before it was brought to the plenary. So that said, the argument again is such that who is going to be benefiting from the new taxation order, the new unfolding taxation order, from ongoing debates about it, what you call ping pong exchanges on this, like people playing table tennis, is almost like it's almost going to become a situation in which the debate, that reform itself, is being weaponized as South versus the North. And somebody yes, and it's almost so shameful that there can't be any meaningful national discourse in Nigeria without people trying to reduce it to us versus them versus us situation in the country. And the National Assembly, which should operate as truly being national, is reduced to an arena where partisan and narrow ethnic views and viewpoints since the center stage. That said, what do you think I am thinking of the bill in itself? Because it's saying that whoever is earning anything less than 800,000 naira, maybe a year, will not be taxed in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, I mean, on the front burner also is the use of a VAT, value added tax, which in itself is it's not consumption. I mean, it's not production tax. Mm-hmm. It's not tax imposed on production. It's something that comes on consumption, kind of sales tax. So all these things have been differentiated by the work that has been put together by Mr. Taiwo Oyedele. So what is my take on it? Honestly,
sorry, what's the official role of Mr. Taiwo Oyedele?
Mr. Taiwo Oyedele leads the presidential committee on that reform. And what he said at the outset of the sitting of this committee was that there are so many layers and all kinds of nebulous and amorphous taxes. So the mandate they had was to streamline and consolidate all this so that nobody is scared of doing business in Nigeria or working in Nigeria because of the hidden and the unofficial levies and taxations that go on the side, which in itself does nothing other than feeding the the insatiable greed, the insatiable greed, the greed factor in all kinds of persons, both state and non-state actors who just can wake up and begin to impose levies on Nigerians. Some of these qualifying as outright extortion. So he's streamlining it all. Now, yeah, there is this bole kaja, like a bus stop kind of economics that people often push, almost trying to throw the spanner in the works of this Oyedele committee. And which is that? Everybody is saying, oh, the value-added tax. Since Rivers State, Lagos State will be benefiting more because of consumption that takes place in those two states, that northern states will be at disadvantage. And people point out to the fact that northern states were so eager to impose restrictions on liquor sales, the sales of alcohol, say beer and all kinds of spirits that could be consumed. And at the same northern part of Nigeria that will hide under Sharia and Islamic precepts to say that strong drinks cannot be sold up north, would not want to benefit in sharing the proceeds of taxes that have been paid as matter of value down south. And I said that kind of argument in itself misses the entire point. Because other than alcohol, there are other things that are sold that are widely on sale up north that you don't find in the south. Say like beverages, like soft drinks. You know, some people would avoid that thinking, it contains too much sugar and what have you. And then, but massively people consume all those up north. And in as much as personally, I have listened to the debates, including the one hosted by Mr. Shinho Kimbaloye of Channels Television, the town hall on it. Honestly, I think the bill should be given a trial. It should be tried. Government is a continuum. If this if these new reforms are tested and they are not working, nothing says that this cannot be brought back and re-examined. I mean, it's something that, because I don't want to dissipate too much energy or time on this, what I'm saying is that, people should first bury their preconceived notions about what is going on, including some politicians we find out that, I mean, whom we find out have not even gone through the draft or the bill as it were. All of them coming out to take a position.
Right.
Yes, I have listened to the analysis, and I think it should be given a trial. Now, it looks like a lot of Nigerian poor people may not be, the government is not too excited about taxing the poor in Nigeria. I think from my initial assessment and analysis of whatever is contained in this bill, it looks like what Democrats here and independents in America would love to see as the rich paying more in order to, to support and
to support the nation as a whole.
Yeah,
and the Commonwealth.
Subsidize. Let's use the word subsidy that's kind of to subsidize the lifestyle of the poor. Some helping hand, somebody to
subsidize
lean on.
Poverty.
Well, I don't know if you can subsidize poverty, but you can subsidize people to get out of poverty.
Okay.
So I think
other way around.
So this is what this new tax regime is about, and they are proposing the creation of new agencies in place of the Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIRS) in Nigeria. So all kinds of things coming with the proposal. However, where the operatives of Tinubu miss the point is in how they come out swinging and how they can be so combative and spoiling for war, so feisty and ferocious in the way they man. If everybody can emulate the tactics and method of Mr. Taiwo Oyedele, that guy is methodical, is persuasive, and he knows his onions, and he's doing a good job of trying to carry the larger society along, making sure it's an ad sale. Nobody likes the tax man. Nobody. Even when you read the Bible, when they tell you of a Matthew, the publican, what do you think they are talking about? They're referring to his antecedent as a tax collector. How about diminutive Zacchaeus? Remember that climbed on the sycamore tree to see Jesus, and Jesus told him, "Come down, today salvation has entered into you." What was his reputation as a tax collector? Everybody thought Jesus had no business going to his house, mixing with him. This person that would tax people dry. And remember the late Olowo of Owo, Sir Olatero Olagbegi. Remember? He in his younger days had worked as revenue collector, and that was how he got the bad profile he had initially and ran into trouble when he later became the king.
That's not so in essence, that's not the most fun job to have.
That is it. So I mean, I do not envy Mr. Taiwo Oyedele, but if this will give Nigerian taxpayer a better deal, why not? The only thing they are not talking about is when all these taxes come in, how do they monitor? Is it going to service the luxury of some kleptomaniacs in the public arena, like somebody owning 750 duplexes and what have you? Where do you think that money came from? So Mr. Taiwo Oyedele's committee is doing a good job, but they must also try and work out the details of how to monitor how taxes are spent. This shouldn't have called for all these long-drawn battles and very heated debates. But for the fact that all the money that Nigerians pay, they finally empty into some people's private pockets. So if these things can be monitored and used for the good of the public, if it's deployed pro bono et publico, honestly, there won't be any stress about it at all. I too, if I live in Nigeria, and even as a property owner in Nigeria, if I were there, I would gladly contribute. I do not know. I mean, people should understand that
Okay.
just like the air you breathe, that is how
Yeah.
vital and important taxes for the
Taxes
running
are
of public services.
some
That
kind
is,
of way, some kind of way to fund the system at least.
yeah, it's so essential.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, and follow. Please hit the like button, share, subscribe, and follow. Join the conversation in the comment area. We'd like to hear your thoughts on this. And yes, we'll be right back. We have some more trendy stories around the world.